We will be ordering compost and irrigation supplies in the next week. But before we can do that, we need to know how much we need to order. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna measure different parts of our yard to know how much compost to order and what we need for our irrigation supplies. Knowing that we were gonna have all these projects to do, we saved up a bunch of cash to spend on these supplies. We do have a budget set for these things, so we need to make sure that we measure right and get these things right so that we don't overspend on these supplies. We are back at the house to measure how much how much compost we're gonna need for our garden and how much sod we're gonna need for grass. We're not doing a very big grass section. Since we live in the desert, we wanna be water conscious, but we also want some place where our kids can play without getting extremely muddy. We'll have a little patch of grass, and then outside around it, basically there will be pasture or garden. It is a bit intimidating creating a homestead from scratch, but we are planning things knowing that we will likely change our minds a few times in the future. We will be putting in fencing, but our plans are to not do anything permanent until a year or two passes. This way we will have an idea of what we actually want. From the back of our house to the edge here. Oh, that's what I even drew. So that's what we thought. Is 60 what?
66.
66 feet from one end to the other for grass. So now we need to measure from here to where we think our grass will be. I want the grass to come up to right up to our back patio, which would leave us have space going from the patio, and we'll create a little path with pavers up to where we'll put our future goat barn, and then we'll have a path going on the other side to garden, coop, rabbits, garage, orchard. So let's measure from here to that stick. Ready?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay, go.
And that way, that'll leave us our entire side yard right here for planting pasture. So I don't think we're gonna get, actually there's like no chance we're getting goats this year just because of all the other projects we have, but we do wanna get our pasture established, which will be the entire side yard here, which is probably over a 1/4 acre. So about that much for pasture. We really don't want a ton of grass. We want to utilize all the space that we have on our 1 acre property. You going on a hike?
Yep.
It is a super peaceful night. It is so beautiful. There's a bird, the western meadowlark, western meadowlark. It keeps chirping. It's so beautiful. We're really enjoying the night, and I really can't wait till I can sit on our back patio and just sit and relax and enjoy this night. Though I probably won't be sitting and relaxing. I'll probably just be doing gardening work all the time because I just love it so much. Anyway, we're heading over to our front yard. As I have mentioned in previous videos, we really want to put some like pasture mix or alfalfa mix in most of the front yard. The other side, so the west side of our front yard will actually be where the orchard is, so we're gonna really utilize that space. But on the east side, there's a little spot where we'll probably put like a little tiny patch of grass if the kids want to play out in the front yard or ride their bikes out in the front yard. And then the rest of it, I think we'll leave for pasture as well. Something else before we go and measure our front yard. So we have the front of our house here, and yes, this green color we will be changing, but we have, so the pasture will go from all the way back here and go all the way up. But right here on the side of the house, we had them stick an outlet on the side, and we're planning on putting like a fire pit area with light, like hanging lights, and have this be a fire pit area. It's shaded in the evening, so it'll be perfect for summer nights. What about in the car? Here, baby. You're being so good. But I don't want grass going right up against the front patio either. Even if there's just like a sliver of gravel, just to have that separation between grass and patio. Or say It feels really good to have all of our garden and our yard measured so that I can have an idea and visualize where things are going to be and how big things are going to be. That'll also help us to be able to order things like deer fencing, which I think we're going to need because we've been seeing deer prints in our garden. So it's another thing that we need to budget for. So I'm going to go ahead and call up the supplier for compost and a lot of landscaping needs, and they've been recommended to us by several people we know. So I'm gonna go ahead and give them a call, and we should be getting compost soon. After we got all the measurements done, we went inside our house to check out to see if anything had changed. All the cabinets and hardware are in, and I love it. It is so hard to visualize what everything will look like when you're picking colors out, and it's a bit scary. So it feels really great to see all of our colors come together so nicely. So we're back to do a couple more rows. I'm looking at the row that I planted cover crop on. It is very, very dry. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep up on the watering without actually living here and being able to hose it down every single day or even twice a day. Honestly, I think because we live in the high desert, it is so dry and rains infrequently. So it might have to be whenever we direct sow seeds that we have to put something over it, like burlap or a row cover, just so that it stays moist. So I don't have high hopes for our cover crop actually working out. I was hoping, but it's okay. We'll do our best. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything popping out. I am seeing deer tracks tromping through, so we're gonna have to plan for that as well. Nice socks.
Thanks. They're my weeding socks.
You need gloves.
And running. I know, I forgot my gloves.
As we work on the garden that will someday grow the food we eat, our kids play all around us. They come and help for a bit, then they get distracted with a curiosity that leads them away. I can't help but think of the memories we are creating, working together as a family, outside on a beautiful day, all for food. Sure, I could go drive to the grocery store right now and buy the tomato we need for less work, but that's not what I'm aiming for. I want to grow that tomato because in doing so, it creates the environment, the lifestyle I want to live. You don't need an acre or acres to do that. Get a pot, fill it with lush organic potting mix or compost, and grow your own tomato this year, and watch how it changes you. Seems like our kids have enough patience for us to get about 2 rows in each visit. So we're slowly chipping away at this, but I think it'll look really good, and I think it'll make it worth having the garden rows all set out. We'll be ordering compost within the next few weeks to add to the top, but we probably won't plant anything until I have access to water, because there's just no way that anything will survive out here without water. That's our next plan.
These are perfect rocks.
We picked up some rocks that I hope to use to hold down the row covers that I just got. I will use row covers to extend our growing season a bit and to protect the crops from any unexpected frosts. I will also use it for helping keep the soil moist during the germination process of starting seeds outdoors. Progress is being made. Next time you see us, our house will be a different color, and I believe they are working on that right now, so we are really excited about that. If you want to see our first reaction of our house color, go ahead and click here.